Good morning, everyone. January the 19th, 2016. Time to kick up another trading week. Shortened, albeit, to 4 days, given Martin Luther King holiday that we just got through. No magic as to why the treasuries are lower. Equities are higher. Again, the Chinese news came in lower than forecast, all four major pieces of news. And their stock market rallied because China will have to stimulate their economy. That took Japan and Hong Kong's with it. Took Europe's with them. In Europe, the big news, Holland has thrown in the towel and saying France is in a financial emergency. How does that latest round of tax increases and socialism work out for France? Or how did it work out? Didn't work out very well, did it? France is running out of other people's money to spend, as is the United States and everybody else. So what are they forced to do? Print it. Italian banks are, I'm not saying they're insolvent, but looks like the European Central Bank will be taking on more Italian paper, more Italian debt. Everybody around the world, including the United States, wants the bank's equity requirements and standards raised because of potential for a recession. And how are they going to do that? Well, when push comes to shove, central banks will be buying their paper. When we look at where volume is on our screen, we got volume here at looks like what, 10, and then we have volume at looks like 30. Structurally, we have volume down here at 22. So we tend to cross one volume node. So I think the best support is going to come in this 20 to 24 area. Picking up this volume that's down here. This could bounce the market for sure. But on go with markets especially, it tends to cross two volume nodes. So we've got potential support here in this 29 area. And we'll just play for it. So we'll go for buy 1, 25 to 29. On the assumption that the E-mini is going to rally, buy 2, 17 to 21. Put a question mark here at 28 even. Down to the E-mini. We're going to sell 7s to 11s. We're at 1.5 right now. Last rotate stopped at 4, so we'll put a question mark at 4. And then 15 to 19 for sell 2. So it really gets down to what is the E-mini going to do today. I don't know if any of y'all watched the football games this weekend, but it looks like to me it's going to be the Cardinals, not the Cardinals, but the Panthers and the Patriots when it's all said and done. Denver's going to have to really hope that the altitude kicks in and saves them from Brady and crew. Peyton Manning does not look like he's 100%. And they're going to need a lot of offense to hold the Patriots off them. They haven't had a hell of a lot of offense of late, so I would imagine it's going to be Panthers against Patriots, just the way the teams looked out there. Okay, similar situation. We've got volume at 28, 29. The overnight volume's at 24. So structurally, we've got this high volume number right up here, the attractor. 158 is the high volume number. Then we have what, 5730, 5731, and then we drop all the way down to 5708. So if we skip one volume node, that puts best support down here in this 5708, 5712, which given the overnight session high at 5903, it's going to take a bit to get there. I do believe we are headed a little bit lower. 58 is support. We'll try for 29s to 25s. Put a question mark at 01. and then 17s to 13s. On the sell side, last rotate up stopped at 10. So 10 to 15 is where resistance is, so we'll sell 9s to 14s. That might be cute, might take a 7 to get in. And then we got volume up at 29, so 23 to 27 for sell 2. Again, down to the direction of the E-mini. Gold was off a little bit when I looked this morning. We'll see if it still is. Risk off investments. Sell gold. Peaked in London at 94. We are still selling, so 80 to 82. Buy one. And back to 75, 77 for buy two. On the sell side, pretty clean break up here at 87. We're at 83, so 85, 87, sell one. 90, 92, sell two. Okay, the yuan got clobbered. Euro's also off a little bit. So usually the official devaluations from China are what move the euro. The market devaluations for China, the Chinese yuan, don't have the impact. So market is a B. It is trying to sell. Support is at 75. Buy one. Don't really like that trade, but it is support. Buy two is at 50. I think we are headed lower. On the sell side, 15 to 25. And then 45 to 55 for sell two. Okay, crude has rallied up quite a bit. Interesting article out. You'll have to pay Coke to come take your oil away from you if you're selling North Dakota heavy. And that tells me that above ground storage is about full. So how do they move the oil out of North Dakota? Rail car, and which has got to make Warren Buffett and the other railroads happy. So we look at the low, 29.12. $2 is 31.12. $2.50 is 31.62. Picks up this area. So crude normally trades $2 to $3 ranges. So 31, 31 and a quarter. That's where resistance is. Sell one. 75 to the buck. Sell two. That'll pick up this area up here. Yeah, oil switched to March today. Go ahead and redo your contracts and then do a forced tick rebill. Okay, pretty clean break here at 44, so 25 to 50 buy one. And then 75 to the buck for buy two. Okay, the official roll date for crude is always the 20th of the month, and then the industry is usually out of the contract 2 days before expiration, 1 day for sure. And because of the holiday, the roll was today by most players. I don't think the selling's over in crude oil. Iranian oil just hit the markets, and everybody thinks the early consensus is that there's an extra 500,000 barrels a day of supply to be dealt with. Which is a lot. How many barrels of oil are too much? 1. Okay, so just on the E-mini today, a close below 1867 is where the techies have put it. So this 1867 number, if we take that out, then it opens up the way for lower, according to the techies. JP Morgan came out and said markets can rally. Even in down markets can catch some rallies. Sell the rallies. They don't believe that has changed. Biggest threat to stock prices right now is poor earnings and all the accounting tricks and gimmicks that are utilized to get their forecasted earnings per share. We all know plenty of those games are played. So resistance is at 1907 to 1910. We're at 02, so stops above the overnight session high. Takes us out 750, so we'll make 9 to 14, sell 1. And then we've got this high over at 27. And so we'll make 19s to 24s. Sell 2, give the market a little bit of room on the upside. It looks like it's trying to trade higher. On the buy side, 90 to 95. Picking up this single print right here. And then 80 to 85 for buy 2. A relief rally, I can see that. Obviously we got to get through 7.5 to get off our 9s, but this market usually does take out the overnight session highs. And we're at 03. You know, the buy might be at 1900. I don't know. I think we can get a little cheaper. We'll play for that print there. So why don't we make it 95 to the buck, and then we'll make it 85 to 90. We'll raise it a nickel on the buy side and then see what we've got. Okay, gonna take a bit to get everything up and posted. I am gonna get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.